Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome into another early 2020 set review. Today we're going to be looking at set number 76149, the Menace of Mysterio, and it has 163 pieces and will be available starting on January 1st and will retail for $29.99 USD and $39.99 Canadian. And this is actually under the 4 Plus brand of sets, and this is my favorite going into actually building the theme and collecting the Spider-Man wave this year. And I'm so happy that we're getting Mysterio in this set. And I know we just got him in the Far From Home sets, but this is different. I've been waiting a really long time, along with everyone else, to get a classic comic book Mysterio. And LEGO has finally done that. And I think that he just looks absolutely amazing here. And I can't wait to show him off to you, as well as just the builds. The builds here are really great as well, and I just think that for a $40 set, $30 set for Americans, is a really full-hearted set, and you've got a lot going on here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the builds and then the minifigures. Figured we'd start with this since Mysterio's name is in the title of the set, and I think that this is just such a great looking mech, and I love this piece here that they have. Like, this is all one piece. This big green piece is just, it looks so great, and I'm trying to see if I can show you it a little bit better. But you could see there how great that looks. Like, it is such a cool looking design for one piece, and that's what I really love about 4 Plus sets, is these big pieces that just kind of save you a lot of time when you're actually building. And for someone who needs to be building a lot of these 2020 sets, it's really such a time saver. So I really like that. As well as I just love that all the parts and pieces that actually have printing and different things are all printed. They're not stickers that little kids have a hard time putting on. So I really love that 2x4 tile there. I think that's so cool with the Mysterio sort of chest actually there. As well as he's got on the inside, you could see there the 1x4 tile of the classic computer that we've been getting for a very long time. And just look at the articulation here for the hands. And I think that the gold hands itself just look really cool, and you could just pose this so many ways. And again, it's so menacing. I don't know, it's very cool looking. You can of course grab minifigures if you wanted to and actually put them in the grasps of this claw hand. So I think that's really awesome. Like, I love that so much. As well as, so you got one hand for Spider-Man and one hand for Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider if you want, and it is on wheels, so you can actually, I guess, drive it around. But the way to get on the inside to put Mysterio in is you could lift that up, or you could just completely bend this backwards if you wanted to. But when you actually take Mysterio, you got to take his little effect pieces off, which we'll take a look at in a second. But you just put him on in there, and you can see that his cape unfortunately does stick out a little bit, and you kind of got to clamp down on it with that. So that is a bit of a shame, but you don't have to worry since it is the newer fabric for the cape, so it won't crease or anything, it won't bend, it won't get damaged. So that's pretty good. But I do like that a lot, and I think that just seeing him inside there, a little bubble inside a bubble, is really cool. And driving it around, and on the inside underneath you've got some sort of like core. I don't know if maybe this is supposed to be it like levitating or different things, but really awesome looking, a lot of posability. And I don't know, I think this is a really great mech, and for a junior set I think that this is probably better than some of the other mech builds that and villain vehicles that we've gotten in the past for Spider-Man villains. Next we'll take a look at the Spider-Man helicopter, and this reminds me a lot, of course, of the Batman one from the Arkham Asylum 4 Plus set, but again, it makes sense, right? I mean, come on, there's not much you could do when you have these helicopters using the exact same pieces. So this whole body thing is one piece, and this 2x2 tile is actually the exact same tile print that is used on the mech. And I'm not sure if it appears in the other sets because I haven't built them yet, but it is cool to see them showing up, not just in the mech, but to have them being used here for a little Spider-Man logo on the side is really cool. So you can put Spider-Man in there with the steering wheel and close it on up. You've also got the propeller here that spins around. There isn't anything on the back, however. There's no back propeller, which is a bit of a shame, but there is kind of a play feature that they show on the back of the box, is that you can actually grab Mysterio with this, with the little claws there, and fly him out, I guess, to prison or different things like that. So that's pretty cool. I don't think that it is strong enough, however, to hold up this build. You could do that, but on the feet, I think it just sinks down. So that's fine, I guess. But other than that, I think that this is really cool. My only complaints about these things is that the back is always open, but that's fine. I guess Gwen can just jump out of the back and into action to fight Mysterio. But I think that, for a 4+ build, this is a good helicopter. And now we're going to look at the bank. And this is actually what surprised me the most about the set, just the detail and overall look of this. And I love those fence parts actually being used there in the back. It just gives this nice little texture, as well as this, like the gold trim here, it just looks so cool, as well as this exclusive 2x4 printed part, I believe, and it looks so cool. I love the front of the building. I guess this is the front of the building. That doesn't necessarily make sense, but it is really cool to have the steering wheel here in gray, and you can spin it around to unlock the vault, or if you wanted to, you could just have Mysterio roll on up. And he can't, I don't think you can actually, he can actually grab that and pull it out if you wanted to, and have him throwing it at Spider-Man or different things, so that's really cool. And you can see how it just goes all the way back. It just slides on in until it hits the back part right there. So that's really cool. It is loosely sitting in there, so if you do tip it, it will fall out, but I do really like that can spin and unlock it, and to get access to the inside of the vault, which doesn't look as nice, but you do have two little containers here. One is filled with a blue and red diamond, as well as the other one has 3 gold ingots. So that's really cool, and you can take these off really easily, and you could also put those kind of in the hands of Mysterio. It's not as easy and not as secure as the vault, but it still looks really good, and I like that he can even throw those at Spider-Man and the Ghost Spider. But that's it for the builds. And oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. It does come with a thing of TNT, which could, I guess, be what explodes the vault open, but there's different things that you could do with it, but I really like that a lot. So let's take a look at the minifigures. I'll be nice. I'll start with the Mysterio figure first, since that is probably the biggest draw. And he has these really cool decoration parts, and we've got this used for a bunch of different things, but to get them in this color looks really cool. And I just like that it's kind of this mystical effect from Mysterio, even if it isn't necessarily real. It looks really cool, and it adds to the menacing effect of Mysterio. But taking them off so that you can get a better look here at the actual minifigure, look at the torso. That looks so cool, and you can see there on the torso, at the top where it's holding his cape in place, you could see that on those buttons or clips or whatever, that they actually have Lego eyes printed on them. So that looks really cool in the different shades there. Oh my goodness, really awesome. I love that shine effect, as well as just the torso. It looks really detailed with the muscles and the dark green stripes going through. I really like this minifigure, and while it would have been cool to get some leg printing and arm printing, it's still really great to finally be getting him. And I'm glad that they didn't go with the light green and the very bright green. I think that this classic green is what I think of when I think of Mysterio. So this is really great looking, and the head that they're actually using isn't the silver that they used for Mysterio from the Far From Home ones. It's actually the pale blue, I don't even know what to call it, but they used it for Sally and a new Lloyd in the new Ninjago wave, that sort of color. And I think that looks really good inside the new Mysterio dome piece from Far From Home. I really like that a lot, as well as the cape, however, only has the one flap, so you can't really bend this a little bit closer to the minifigure, which is a bit of a shame. It's always has that sort of lip and that bump, that curve right there. So I don't know, to me there is advantages to having the 2 flaps, but overall I think that this is a great minifigure, and one that we've been wanting for a really long time. I forgot to show you, but he does have some back printing as well, which just looks equally as great. So really happy, finally a Mysterio minifigure, classic Mysterio minifigure. Look at Spider-Man next, and this is the one from last year's wave of sets, and it's a newer version with the eyes and everything. I love the silver printing there, it just looks so cool. It does come with a rope piece in white, meant to represent some webbing, and it's a shame that he doesn't have the dual molded red and blue legs, but he still looks really great here. I love this minifigure so much, and it's just so detailed, and wow, I really like it a lot. And lastly, here's Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, and she actually has a web piece here that can attach to the big rope piece if you wanted to have it swinging from the helicopter. She also comes with a purple skateboard to get around, but the figure itself is the exact same from last year from the Venom mech versus Spider-Man mech, so that is a bit of a shame. I would have liked to get maybe some leg printing or arm printing updated, but this is a 4+ set, as well as I'm disappointed that we didn't get the new hood in white. I'm kind of sad that they're still using this piece, but I get it, right? They're only going to probably introduce those for Star Wars for now. Hopefully it'll pop up in some other waves and different things going forward, but I think that this looks really, really good and really great looking minifigure. I love the printing on the torso, and look at it on the back with, oh my goodness, just the lines and the details here looks absolutely amazing. I think that this figure is really great, and again, holding out hope for the new hood piece in white sometime down the line, because I'm sure they're going to include Ghost Spider again, especially after the success of Into the Spider-Verse. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is the Menace of Mysterio, and I think that this is just such a great set, and I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people, not just people who, of course, like Mysterio, but as well as just as a build. I think that the mech is really good, the bank build, and getting Spider-Gwen here for really cheap is really, really great, as well as just the fact that, with everybody getting to know Mysterio from Far From Home, I think that that's, of course, going to be a big draw, is to get this cool-looking Mysterio. And look at the little effects and everything. Just this whole set, to me, is just, it's really great. There's so much to do here, and I think that this is just a really well-priced, well-worth set, and I really recommend this one. If you don't have Spider-Gwen, if you don't have a Mysterio, this is probably better than the ones from the MCU, just because it's a comic book one, so I really love that. And you could sub out the cape if you don't like the cape there with the one hole and it's constantly kind of out to the back, but you could sub that out for the ones that came in the Far From Home sets. But anyways, everyone, that's it for this set. I think that this is a fantastic set. Really recommend it, and I'm excited to look at all the other Spider-Man sets. I just need to get my hands on the Doc Ock one, and then I'll have the whole wave for you guys to review. So let me know down below in the comments section what you think of this set, and let me know down below which one you want to see me review next from the Spider-Man wave. But I hope that you did enjoy this video, and I hope that you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.